Okay, I guess we can start right now. I can promise that we have a very tough agenda for today, because we had a plan to present both platforms, iOS and Android, but unfortunately for Android we discovered several bugs, and we decided to postpone our demo for Android today. So today we are going to focus on iOS new features. But yeah, we have a tradition to tell a small story. And as you probably know, our company is Japanese company, and we are really keen on Japanese traditions, Japanese approaches, and so on. So today I'm going to tell you another story about Japanese approach or Japanese principles of life. So let's get started with the story. As we all know, it's really easy to go crazy if something goes wrong, right? But otherwise, it's completely difficult to keep your mind in peace if a storm comes. And today, I'm going to tell you about the one more Japanese wisdom, and the name of this wisdom is gammon. Everyone in our team knows what gammon means, and when the going gets tough, we need the tough gammon. Gammon is a Japanese term of Zen Buddhism origin, which means enduring the seemingly unbearable with patience and dignity. The term is generally translated as perseverance or patience or tolerance. And instead of fighting needlessly against something that cannot be changed, burning yourself out with energy or anger in the process, gammon means accepting that certain things can be handled and other certain things can't. Simply put, it's the idea that individuals should show patience and perseverance when facing unexpected or difficult situation, and by doing so, maintain harmonious social ties. The concept implies a degree of self-restraint. You put the brakes on your feelings to avoid confrontation. It's an expected duty and seen as a sign of maturity. Keeping private affairs, problems, and complaints silent demonstrates strength and politeness. In other words, peace of mind can be achieved even in the chaos of the battlefield, as long as we keep our mind in a good order. It's a really wise approach and habit, I think, which should be developed by any concise person. If we can distinguish things which are under our control and influence and other ones, they are tough and difficult situations that we should accept as they are and don't waste our time, energy, and other resources on solving them. So I encourage you to stay fearless, guys, to stay calm, stay quiet, even if you experience something terrible or something scary. But yeah, I think all of us can follow gammon approach, follow gammon philosophy. And today, I suppose that today I won't have to practice in that because yeah, recently or even just before the demo, we made our final testing of West End network, because yeah, I'm going to show you create a pull flow on West End. And yeah, because of several nodes which malfunctioned, so we had several bugs, and it was quite scary. And I really need this approach, and really need to to make myself to be in this calm and quiet condition for myself. So let's go further, and let's start with our agenda. Our agenda is quite regular for today, but regarding our new features demo, it's different. First of all, I'm going to tell you about several iOS and Android progress updates and achievements. Then we will have our regular new features demo. Then I'm going to tell you about the rest of features and release perspectives or data range where when we are going to publish our builds for release, and we will have a Q&A session at the end as usually. So let's get started with our team progress updates. Firstly, I'm going to tell you about our iOS team. Our iOS team is a bit step ahead. So for now, and literally because before the demo and this week we are working on send flow and flow address book, a special feature for send flow, and it's completed, but it's under the testing process right now. Also, we've almost completed main screen QR code logic for send flow, and it's under testing as well. Another part of our team was busy with create a pool flow and corresponding flow, which is selecting validators for a pool. And this feature is under testing as well. These two parts of one features. These are two parts of one feature. That's I think that's all for this part of report. And actually, I'm going to show you all these features at our demo. For Android team progress updates, we've finished ORML token support for Akala, Karura, Bifrost, but actually it's the universal logic which allows us to work with other ORML tokens of various networks. But now we need to. So I need time to work with our JSON utils libraries to add new tokens because it works this way for now. Also, we are working on network issue solutions, asset details, screen UI update, and create a pool. And actually, we were going to show you these amazing features, but unfortunately, we need to spend more time on polishing, fixing bugs, and so on. Yes, okay. I think we can switch to our demo, but for that I need to switch my screen to my smartphone. Just please let me do that and give me just several seconds or maybe a minute for that. Or we can briefly go through demo plan. So I'm going to show you address book for the send flow. So a feature for the send flow, main screen QR code logic for the send flow, and nomination pools, create a pool and select validators for it. Okay. So we can now we can start with address book for the send flow. I'm going to share with you some preliminary ideas. So we use various, actually the idea of this feature came from our regular user cases. For example, we use various addresses, not just once. So for example, we can use addresses for exchanging our tokens with friends, centralized exchanges, or other useful addresses. Also, it should be mentioned that contact list or like the list of contacts is the best practice for mobile application of any kind. So, and as long as we use interface of wallet it's really and it's the best practice for fintech as well. And I think it's important to inform, to report our users that we don't ask for any access to your smartphone contact book. Because, yeah, I think many of our users are worried about the privacy of their data. And yeah, it's important to keep this privacy. So we are not going to ask any access to your contact books or address books. So this fully local feature for using inside of the app only. So let's go to the flow itself. So we can choose. So I've chosen the Astar asset because we have several transactions, quite many transactions, and I will be able to choose between different addresses to show you how it works. To go further, we need to choose send option, and there is an option at the bottom of the screen. This option we call this option history, and having this option, you can see about 10 recent transactions. Actually, not transactions, but addresses of these transactions. It doesn't matter ingoing or outgoing these transactions were, but yeah, we can fetch addresses from these transactions, and we consider that these transactions might be useful to some extent to our users. And we can choose from these transactions really important or interesting for us. And for example, I can choose this transaction, this address, and assign a name for this address, like probably it's like Kraken Exchange. Kraken Exchange. And I can use this button to finalize this process. So here we are. We can see Kraken Exchange contact here. Also, we can use another address to add like mom address. Probably we are going to send crypto to our moms. And also confirm this transaction. And then we can use these transactions to put not transactions. We can use these addresses to put into the interface of send. Sorry. Yeah, we can use it, and this address is automatically added into the send to input field. So we don't need to copy paste it from somewhere. We don't need to scan QR code or something else. So it's very convenient, and it's really similar to our user case, convenient and familiar user case. I think we can stop here with this flow, and we can switch to another flow. The flow is really straightforward, and the flow relates to QR code scanning from the main screen, and you can see this this QR code scanning icon. But actually, having this control on the main screen allows our users to have access to two popular flows. One of the flows for the send flow, which I'm going to show you, and another for the DApp connection flow. So, and DApp connection is the flow will be available as soon as we complete both integrations of Beacon SDK for mobile side and for browser extension side. And actually, it should be mentioned, there might be the case when some chains had the same prefix and as a result, the same addresses. And actually, we can process this case because it's impossible to sort it out by the app itself. So a user should specify the network which is going to be used for a transfer. So let's check it out. Let's check how it works. Yeah, I need another smartphone to scan a QR code. Then we activate this QR code scanning feature, and here we are. So that's very straightforward. I can repeat it just in case. So it works very, very simple and very straightforward, I think. Okay, I think the case is quite clear, and we can switch to the most gripping case for today. I'm a bit scary because of the conditions I've mentioned before. So I need to switch my account to another one. I've prepared a special account for that. So that's the create a pool account. And switch to staking option, staking tab. So please don't have a look at the numbers because it's quite biased and probably there is a bug, and that's not correct calculation of APY for nomination pool staking. It will be fixed very soon, but yeah, please don't pay a lot of attention on that. Okay, it's necessary to mention that you need to have at least one West End because it's a minimum amount to create a pool, and I'm going to use 1.1 West End to create a pool. So let's get started with the flow. We can start the flow and this like intermediary screen to describe what we are going to do. We are going to have educational stories at the after putting on the watch button, and we have this basic information about the staking, pool staking. So recently I showed you the join pool flow and other corresponding flow, but today we're going to have a look at create pool. Actually, I think it should be mentioned that creating a pool considers that you are going to look after it and manage it. So it's not just to create and forget about that. The flow consists of two parts: creating a pool and selecting validators for it, because without validators you can't get any rewards. And a creator can follow a seamless flow through both steps, or can interrupt the flow and get back to it later, to get back to validator selection a bit later. Let's have a look at the screen. We can paste or write down the name of the pool. For example, test pool number, where is number 1, 2, 3. Also, we can choose an amount, or we can change it here, or we can use this cool feature, but it's useless here. We need an exact amount, at least 1.1 or something like that. And I think I should tell you a bit about the advanced block of information, advanced opportunities. Actually, for the pool staking, there are different roles, and there are 4 roles, or four different set of management abilities for these roles. For example, depositor creates the pool, and it is the initial member of the pool. The depositor can only leave the pool once all other members have left. Once they leave by withdrawing its amount, the pool is fully removed from the system. And another important role is nominator. A nominator can select the validators for the pool. State toggler is in charge of changing the pool state and kick members if the pool is blocked. So state toggler can kick out the members from the pool as soon as the pool is blocked. And root role can change the nominator, state toggler, or itself. Further, it can perform any of actions the nominator or state toggler can. So it's like a more universal role. But yeah, we can customize these roles, but I'm not going to do that. Not just to make it simple. But yeah, at least two roles can be customized and changed. So it allows to collaborate on pool management. For example, I have friends and we're going to have this pool, and we're going to manage it together. So I can I can assign several roles to my friends, and we can manage this pool together. So let's proceed with next step. So it seems like we've finished the adjustment for the pool, and we gave a name for the pool and assign necessary roles. For this particular case, we are going to use one count for all roles. So the next step is to push create button. And yeah, that's almost over of the flow. That's almost the end of the flow, because that's the confirmation screen, and you can see all necessary data of the pool. For example, you can see the pool management account, asset or amount, how many we are going to invest in pool ID, and the roles. Also, the network fee is available on the screen. Yeah, and let's confirm that. Yeah, I hope it will. Yes, that's great. So it seems like, yeah, nodes are working well. So actually, the pool is created, and the next step is to choose proper validators for the pool. And we have our regular scenario, or we have our regular choice. We can choose validators suggested by algorithm, but unfortunately we don't have enough amount, and we can't match the conditions of the algorithm, and we just have one opportunity to stake with validators, or select we know the validators we know, or select them manually. And here we can choose them. So we have chosen 5 validators. I guess we don't have more validators on West End. We can see all of them as an intermediary screen, and we can see the final screen. I think the screen will be redesigned to align it with our new UI, but for now it seems a bit, it's aligned to our previous UI version. And there is one action left, is to confirm the chosen validator, the validator selection. So I can push that, and yeah, that's here we are. The flow is over, and yeah, we have this. So we have this state. So now we have the pool staking activated. I guess that's all from my side regarding our demo. So I should switch my smartphone and switch off my smartphone and switch between my devices. Okay, and I can share the screen now. So I can share with you our plans and the rest of features we are going to develop. As I mentioned at our previous demo, we made a performance high-low testing for our application, and it was about emulating of 202 chains in our application. And we discovered that the application doesn't work well with such a great number of chains. So we are going to have a next stage of performance improvements to be sure that our application will be able to work with 202 chains and with their assets. For nomination pools for iOS team, we need to polish the nomination pool flows, because I think all of them are more or less ready. But yeah, as a regular process for development, we need to have a final testing, regression testing, and so on. And we need to implement final polishing of the UI, like warnings, error processing UI, skeletons, loaders, to make our application more beautiful, more convenient, more user friendly. And also we are going to have the final release testing before a release. So taking into account all these preparations and the rest of the features, this release date range seems quite feasible. Like we are going to start final preparations before the end of October, but I think we need some time to finalize all these testing procedures and so on. That's why I mentioned I put this data range from October 31st to November 4th. For Android, the situation is a bit worse, because Android team is a step back, and we have more flows and more features to be done before the release. So we need to finish the main screen logic. For example, this QR code logic I've shown you today. We need to update, send, and receive flow UI UX. Also, we are going to implement address book and scam warning feature for the send flow. All these features are ready in iOS version. And as for iOS version, we are going to implement final polishing and final refinements of the UI, like warnings, skeletons, loaders, and so on. And for nomination pools, we are really close to we are really close to finish this development, but actually we need to fix current bugs regarding create a pool flow. We need to implement pools validator selection and to complete final refinements. From this point of view and from this perspective, this range, like November, from 9th of November to 18th of November, seems more real. Okay, I think that's all. I think I've covered the whole of my agenda for today, and I'm ready for your questions. Okay, I can see questions on chat. I can see the Makoto-san said that our UI looks like Demeter farming, or like Demeter farming real APR. Yeah, that's great. Welcome to Demeter farming. And when the app signer and plus browser extension. Okay, browser extension is at the stage of final testing and final implementations of Beacon SDK integration, because now we have this integration for both, because our team took part in Bounty regarding this mobile injectors, in mobile injections, mobile wallet injections into web. And yeah, we have a proof of concept version of Android application which works with this integration. And we've almost completed the integration on the side of our browser extension, but we need to test both at the same time, and that's the nearest goal for us. That's the nearest goal, to finalize that and to test both our implementation of Beacon SDK and the corresponding logic into our browser extension and the mobile application proof of concept. That's the state for browser extension and the app signer. Good question. Yeah, I have a question about XOR support. I think we can support XOR on Parachain right now, but I'm not sure it makes sense. Yeah, because it should be fully functioned. It should be fully functioned and supported by our backend team, by Sora backend team. But for Sora main network, it seems very soon event, because we are waiting for Substrate 4 upgrade and metadata 14 upgrade of the Sora main network. So PolkaSwap integration is will be started immediately after we can support after the fact we can support the Sora mainnet. And we're going to do that in unified or universal manner, because we have a project in our team which will allow our simplify and make our wallet development much easier. So they're gonna be cross-platform libraries, which allows us to integrate PolkaSwap with less effort. Yeah, thank you for your reactions. Thank you, guys. We are really oriented. We are really our community oriented, and we're happy to deliver these amazing features to you. I think, yeah, good question. How will Fearless Mobile work with the Fearless extension? I think, so I'm sure we will have a special demo devoted to this particular these particular flows and this particular integration. And then I will explain all details, all parts of protocol. So I think we will have time for that. Okay. Is there any expert option from mobile to desktop app blend? This option is available right now. So it's not a great deal to export your mobile wallet to the web. Even it doesn't matter which extension you are going to choose. But yeah, the tricky thing, and I think it's very interesting solution and unique solution, that you will be able to inject your mobile wallet into our browser extension. And it's very safe solution, because your private key will remain on your mobile side and won't be integrated into browser extension. But from the point of browser extension, you will see all your assets, all actions about your assets will be available. But signing of transactions will be delegated to mobile side, to mobile clients. That's how it's going to work, actually. Is the Fearless wallet integrate with the Sora Polka Swap wallet, or are they going to run as two separate wallets? I think it's interesting question, but I think for now we are going to move in parallel. I mean, both applications are going to be alive and serve their audiences and their communities, because we understand that Sora mobile application is mostly for Sora community. Fearless wallet is mostly for Kusama Polkadot community, and actually Sora community is also a part of Polkadot and Kusama community. And I think it makes sense to keep both applications alive, to keep both applications alive. Thank you for your reactions. Two-factor authorizations of some sorts, or let me. I'm not sure I can answer the question right now. I need to talk to my development team, because we actually we haven't discussed that so far. Another question: do you need mobile app to use the desktop extension, or can Fearless extension work also standalone? Definitely, you can use it for both cases. So you can use the extension as a standalone application, so you can just create a wallet there or import a wallet from other application. But you can inject your mobile wallet into browser extension and use it as an interface for your mobile wallet. And actually, the main point, the main goal is to provide our users with the connection to the apps, because now we don't have any opportunity to connect to the apps. So having both solution, having a browser extension and Fearless mobile wallet, we will be able to connect our mobile users to the apps and to give them more a vast range of functionality of the ecosystem. Yes, it's more, but yeah, I agree. The solution of injection solution is more secure, definitely, because you don't have to share your private key. Yeah, we have some ideas. I can see the question about supporting Ethereum networks. We have ideas how to support that, but they are not going to be implemented in the nearest future, at least by the end of the year. Unfortunately, we have a quite tough schedule because we are just finishing the first submission of our Kusama treasury grant, and there is another submission which consists of XCM teleports integration, NFT integration, and DApp injector, DApp signer integration, and governance 2.0, democracy, referenda and discussions. All of these features are parts of our second submission. Yeah, good question about hardware wallets. Yeah, they will be supported by not in this year, unfortunately. We will have this in our roadmap, but we're really busy with our current activities. So any more questions, guys? Thank you. I really love your questions. You're very cool. Yes, stay fearless. If you don't have any questions, you are welcome to ask your questions in our channels, social media. You can see it here, but yeah, all our resources are welcome. You are welcome on our resources. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Medium, and in Telegram. So you are welcome to every our group, and we will be happy to solve your issues if you have them. So let's keep in touch. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your attention. And it was it was a great pleasure for me to present our new features and to answer your questions. And don't forget to stay fearless. See you. Looking forward to meeting with you in 3 weeks. Thank you very much.